When I took my first foray into Resident Evil, I didn't know what to expect. How could this game possibly scare me, I thought to myself, underestimating the title due to its age and my lack of experience in the genre. Boy, was I glad to be wrong. Resident Evil unlocked a fear that I didn't even know existed inside of me. It was a real feeling of despair and fear of what was to come by exploring the mansion that the game takes place in. In other words, the can of worms I'd be opening by going through this door, or unlocking this chained up sarcophagus. And it was a feeling that always stayed with me throughout my playthrough of the game. It didn't matter how much equipment or ammo I had, there was always this feeling, this mysterious and unknowable force, breathing down my neck. A feeling which, to me, meant that something could go wrong at any minute. A feeling that dissipated with the climax of the game. It was a feeling which I wanted more of, so I bought the rest of the series and emulated the ones which I couldn't, and here we are now. Resident Evil has become a franchise that I've come to love and hold in high regard among my favorite games. Let me tell you why, starting with the things that I think make Resident Evil work as a survival horror game. If I were to describe this game, two words come to mind: dark and oppressive. It's a core theme of Resident Evil, one I plan to relate to various aspects of the game going forward. In my opinion, this game embodies the best aspects of a survival horror game. As mentioned before, a dark and oppressive atmosphere that is devoid of hope, a minimal soundtrack, with most tracks consisting of eerie sounding background noise, as well as gameplay which is designed to make you feel overwhelmed and afraid to even move. All of these factors work perfectly in tandem, culminating in one of the best games of the genre that you could get your hands on. It's a classic in every sense of the word.
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
The Spencer Mansion is a vast and unnerving setting that is sprawled with a plethora of secrets for you, the player, to uncover as Chris or Jill. Along with those secrets are an assortment of creatures and beautifully designed set pieces, the latter of which adds heavily to the hopelessness and despair which is always so present in the game. Take a look at any area in this game, and you'll always take away a feeling of unsettledness. Rooms and hallways are dimly lit, setting a foreboding tone, and are hard to tell apart, creating labyrinthine infrastructure that is easy to get lost in, thanks to its many different nooks and crannies. The unkempt nature of the rooms and the overall state of disrepair within the mansion implies that something has gone horribly wrong. Outdoor areas also retain this visage but are more on the nose. Graveyards, creepy woods, you name them. The zombies themselves are in a similar state. Fleshy remnants of what was once a human with pieces of bone and internal organs jutting out. Notes are scattered throughout the premises detailing the days prior to your arrival, all seemingly denoting a sense of hopelessness. The mansion is perfectly crafted to build a sense of dread inside of you, to deter you from continuing your journey. But it isn't just the impeccable craft of the mansion that sets the experience apart from the others. It's the sound design and soundtrack which lifts it to even further heights. Now that we've discussed how the main setting of this game helps to build tension and enforce the core dynamic of hopelessness that the player experiences, it's important to also acknowledge the sound design and soundtrack which helps transform the room from this to this. First off, the light at the end of the tunnel which eases the tension. Save rooms. You're probably wondering, why didn't you mention save rooms in the mansion section? Look at it this way. Save rooms act as a brief respite from the harsh environment but are pretty standard for the genre. What I argue is that while they are per the norm for survival horror, Resident Evil save rooms are made so much better thanks to the hauntingly beautiful themes which play inside of them. I'm a sucker for a good save room theme, and REHD's theme is among my favorites, coming in second to Code Veronica's theme, or what I like to consider pure bliss. Many, if not all of the Resident Evil save room themes emit a feeling of peacefulness, a means to escape the horrors of the outside, which can end your journey at any moment's notice. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows here. The themes also act as a reminder of those very terrors which stalk you outside of the safe haven. While you might be safe inside, there will always be something deep inside of you, gnawing at your mind, telling you that you can't stay shut in forever. Once outside of the room, sound design plays a key role in establishing an unsafe environment. Your every footstep is made known to the inhabitants of the mansion, and at many times, it's the only sound that you can hear. Groans and cries of pain from zombies and other enemies indicate that you aren't alone in the room and should maneuver as carefully as possible. The sounds of the wall sconces and swaying chandeliers echo throughout the halls. The soundtrack playing in most of these areas is no different. Many of the tracks are very ambient and minimal, helping to keep you focused on the world itself and not what's playing. Speaking of playing, gameplay also plays a crucial role in making Resident Evil such an effective survival horror. With atmosphere and sound design in mind, I can't just ignore the excellent gameplay which holds its own even today and does an amazing job at filling you with anguish and keeping you tense throughout your playthrough. Every gameplay element is designed specifically to constrain the player and build tension. A fixed camera keeps the player in a constant state of unknowing. The claustrophobia-inducing and Dutch-angled camera positions literally and figuratively take control away from you, boxing you in and making you afraid of whatever lurks around the corner. The limited inventory space forces you to think carefully of which items you want to pick up based on a variety of factors: your inventory space, your proximity to a safe room, etc. Picking up an item now can act as a detriment to you in the future, and leaving one behind can result in a similar fate. Ammo works in the same way, in that you must use it sparingly and effectively. Even something as simple as traversing through different rooms builds so much tension and atmosphere, thanks to the animation for opening doors. On top of all this are the plethora of different enemies which keep you on your toes. Zombies are the weakest of the bunch, but are easily underestimated and overpower you in numbers. The Cerberus dogs work in packs. Spiders are scary. And Lisa? Well, she can speak for herself. In the end, there are so many things about Resident Evil that just make me love it and sing its praises. But the feeling of fear and despair it first planted in me is something that makes it stand out among the rest. It's what got me hooked into the survival horror genre and other games like it. The game is so meaningfully crafted with its sound level and gameplay design, and its single purpose of scaring the ever-living hell out of you. Resident Evil set a principle to follow for many survival horror games after it, and that's not very surprising at all. I strongly recommend picking it up and giving it a shot yourself. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you had as much fun watching it as I did editing it. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting down below, as well as letting me know what else you want to see. Once again, thanks so much for watching. It really means a lot. And happy holidays.